This is the type of property where you can smell the cash. This is where there's money to be made. This is not what you'd call run down. This is what you would call cosmetic refurb. The house will value up higher, the rents will be higher, the tenants will be happier, and you'll have a long-term sustainable business. Hi, Kevin McDonald here. I'm just outside a recent property that we've purchased for an investor. What I thought I'd do is I'd take you around, show you what we're doing with the property, the purchase price, the refurb. So let's go inside, let's show you around and see what you think. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know I love a stinky house. It's impossible to get it across on a video how much these places stink. When you look around the property, you can probably see on the floor the damp. You can see along the edges of the walls the damp. You can see random stuff like an air vent in the floor instead of on the wall, which is actually a first for me. I've never seen one of those on a floor before. And I'm not sure if that is the remains of a murder or just some spilled coffee. I seen recently on a social media post somebody laughing saying, impossible to buy a house in the UK for under 100 grand. Well, I'm not sure where you live, but this house was 80 grand and it was just purchased. Now, there'll be a big refurb to be done on it, but there'll be big added value. So bear with me and I'll share with you what those numbers would be. So this is the sitting room. Coming through, you've got the dining room. Not a huge amount to be done in here apart from get rid of the smell, paint decorated, remove the fireplace potentially. Through to the kitchen, this is where it really starts to reek. The back door, I'm afraid to even touch it. I won't want to lose my hand. The kitchen will be going, everything ripped out. I don't even want to open this, but I have to. Oh! Promise that was broke before I touched it. This is the bathroom. I feel dirty since I got in here. Look at the radiators. The radiators stink. There's rust everywhere. This is the type of property where you can smell the cash. This is where there's money to be made. You might think, oh, it needs a lot of work. But actually, if you're going to do work anyway, you're as well to find one that needs to do a lot of work. One of the bedrooms, there's probably some leaks to gutters and things outside. You can see some damp coming in on the edges. That's typically a sign of gutters that are filled up with grass and weeds and stuff, and the water's overflowing. It comes down the side of the wall. Not a major problem to fix, but still needs fixing. I ain't doing this. Oh, it's just a cupboard. What's that? I thought it was rat droppings to start with. I was a little bit scared. Even though Rishi Sunak has recently announced that he's getting rid of the requirement to get properties to EPC rated C by 2025, we would still future-proof these properties to make sure they're C rated EPC. For a couple of reasons. Number one is we want our tenants to be in good, warm homes. Ethical landlords providing good quality accommodation to people provide a high rated EPC. Number two, it's only been put off maybe because of an election. It will happen eventually. And if you're going to have to do the upgrades and do the refurbishments and the improvements at some point in the future, better to do it now when the house is a blank canvas rather than doing a basic repair now, keeping it at maybe a D or an E rated EPC, and then having to come back in when the tenants are in place in a few years' time and start ripping out work that you'd already done. If you're going to be plastering and painting anyway, then just add additional insulation, internal wall insulation, get your C rated EPC. The house will value up higher, the rents will be higher, the tenants will be happier, and you'll have a long-term sustainable business. You'll notice the electrics are outside of the walls. What we would always do as well is try and chase those back into the walls, make sure they're in the wall rather than stepping out, because that's not really right in my eyes either. Bedroom number two, that ceiling is about to collapse. Now that is going to either be a water tank leaking in the attic or a roof problem. These might seem like big problems, they're not. There's no cracks if you notice. No structural issues, apart from you could say there's a crack on the ceiling, but that's caused by the water that's coming in. So there's no major issues in here. Fix the plastering of the back wall and the insulating of it to get the C-rated EPC. And the rest is just a new carpet, paint decorate, replace the doors. But you can add a lot of value by doing cosmetic repairs. This is not what you'd call run down. This is what you would call cosmetic refurb. There is a step into the last bedroom. Now it is likely that this was once the bathroom. They've took the bathroom out, they moved the bathroom downstairs, which actually helps us because it's a 3-bed house. There's a cupboard here with the old water tank. We'll probably rip all of that stuff out, make the bedroom a bit bigger, and you've got a 3-bedroom property. Again, you got more damp and stuff around the outside walls. This is what I would call your bread and butter basic cosmetic refurbishments. Now the budget for the refurb on this property will be about 35 grand. So 80 grand purchase price, around 35 grand budget for the refurb, 3.5 for stamp duty and legals, about 118 grand to finish the property. End value, 155 grand. How do you work out how much below market value that is? Very simple. You take your 118,000 and you just divide it by 155,000 and you are getting a property at 76%, multiplied by 100 for a percentage, so you'll be 24% below market value. What that really means is at 155,000, you can get a mortgage at 75% for 116,250. The total spend will be around 118 grand and you're leaving 1,750 pound in. But making around 250 pound a month cash flow, well, 250 a month over 12 months is 3 grand, means you are literally going to get 171% return on your cash employed in the first 12 months of ownership, making this a no money left in deal. I've got more to tell you, so come with me outside. Kind of stinks out here too, but it's a bit better than inside. That is what I call the perfect property for adding value. Now, how do we know it'll come back in at 155 in value? There's a house just down the street which has sold in not much better condition than this one, and it has sold for 155. When we're finished, this house will be a higher standard than the property that sold down the same street for 155k. So we have got what's called comparables. Now, if you want to learn how you can create a portfolio like this, if you want to learn how you can find these type of deals right on your street, there is a completely free report. It's in the pinned comments and it's in the description. Go download it right now and let's get you started on your property journey. If you enjoyed this video and you're looking for more content to help you on your journey, you may be interested in this video. I've been Kevin McDonald. You've been amazing. See you next time.